Quick intro on this video. This is another investigation at the Priory, which I did a few days back. Now, this investigation, my REM pod was going off. What I've subsequently learned is that I'm getting quite a few false positives with that, so I'm going to be very, very careful with placement of it moving forward, environmental influences. I think I need to get better equipment possibly. I don't want to overinterpret something as being paranormal activity when it can be explained by environmental factors like the wind. Now on that night there was very slight gusts of wind and it seemed to trigger the REM pod. Now my EMF meter has never gone off, ever, on any investigation, but on this investigation it did. And it coincided with me asking a question: is there anybody here with me now? And it was incredible how it flashed, really up to the maximum, and it went on for 3 seconds. Sadly, my infrared camera, I turned it off by then, but I will put a video in that just shows the basic position of where the REM pod was. Sorry, the EMF meter. It was just sat on a crevice on the wall of the Priory. Now, that night, and I've never felt what I felt that night. It felt like there was something around me all night long. It was a very draining feeling, and I think you even get a sense of that. I felt a bit washed out, particularly at the time that this thing happened with the EMF meter when it flashed. It just felt like there was something present in the air with me, around me that night. So it was a fascinating experience for me on this investigation, but this video just shows you basically how the investigation went. My God. Okay, so come back out. Investigation time. I'm back at the Priory and I'm going to investigate an area that I haven't been to. I'm getting out of the same area that I've always been in for my investigations. So I'm going to try somewhere a little different tonight. So I'm going to go into the main part of the Priory, which you might be able to make it out here. Slightly set against the night sky. There isn't much of a moon tonight. If anything, I think it's probably like a quarter moon. But so I'm going to set the equipment up. I'm going to spend maybe an hour here because I think it's already around 8:30, so it's getting a little late. So I'll get the equipment set up, and already it feels weird. That was a bird flying off there. It's got a weirdness to it, this place sometimes. You feel it, and I'm feeling it now. So I just need to calm down. I need to calm down because, yeah, my nerves are on edge. It feels spooky in here tonight. Sometimes it feels that way. Other times it doesn't. It feels really calm. Not a breath of wind. It's about 2 degrees, so it's not freezing, but it's not warm either. Stars are out in full force. And yeah, I'm going to find an area. I'll get set up and I'll do another video once I'm ready to go. So we'll see what happens tonight. And I was just about to turn the video off and I heard a cracking noise. There's no wind. That freaks me out a bit. It sounded like a cracking noise. Oh man. I'm going to check, because that might have been picked up. Again. I don't know if it's the wind blowing one of those. I remember doing an earlier video, and the sign on the fence was blowing into it. If there is a slight breeze now, I think about it, coming off the sea behind me. So maybe it's that, but I'm gonna have to go and walk past it. So okay, I'm gonna knock the video off for now and I'll come back to it. Okay, so I've just scouted my way around. I don't think that was anything other than these signs flapping against the metal fence. Some of them are attached, but some aren't, I hope. But the bad news is I can't get in the area that I wanted to go in. I wanted to get inside here, but I'm not going to go climbing over these fences here. So I'm going to check one other area out, see what it's like, and if not, then I might just have to go back to the bad habit, which is the place where I've done pretty much all of my investigations in here, which isn't a bad thing, because it does seem to provide some interesting experiences in there. So I'm going to give it a look. But yeah, it feels again, it's got a weird air to it tonight again. Sometimes you get the spooks, deep forests at night when you're on your own, and these places don't always give me those sorts of sensations, but every now and then in here it does. So yeah, you can maybe make out this part of the Priory here. I really wanted to do. Again, there's hardly any moonlight, so probably not. And this section here might be worth a go, so I'll get set up and come back shortly. Okay, so I've come back into my usual spot. I didn't have a choice, I couldn't get into the other two parts of the Priory that I really wanted to go into. So I'm going to get set up here. Same script as always. Amazon's finest. Okay, I really am not hugely sure if that is literally activity or not. I don't think it is. It must be wind. It couldn't be that. It couldn't be that consistent again. But if it's wind, why isn't it going off? And this has happened so many times previously. How many other videos have I said the REM pod goes off early and then it can be quiet over the rest of the night? So I don't even think I can be seen here, but I'm going to set up another ghost ball next to it. Okay, so I'm all set up. I've got quite a bit of equipment set over next to where the REM pod is. 2 spirit balls, got the EMF. And there's no wind. There's no wind. I still haven't made that tool to aid to determine whether there is light breezes or not. I just need to set something up, a pole with some string on. So if that's being blown while the REM pod's going off, obviously I can assume it's wind. Just trying to see if there's any movement with that grass. Do I have anybody with me tonight? Do I have anybody with me? Is that a yes? Could you signal once more if it's a yes? There we have it. So there is some breeze here. Okay. Well, I've got to be very careful with that, and I'm not going to try to convince myself that there's activity when there clearly is a different explanation. There's clearly other explanations as to why that's going off. It is really sensitive. And there is a light breeze which is coming through. But interestingly, it didn't go off when that blew, did it? Do I have anybody with me tonight? Is that a yes? Are you with me? Okay, I'm going to shift it. I don't like the fact that there is a tiny bit of breeze there. So, okay, well, paranormal investigation in action. I'm not going to, like I said before, I'm not just going to willfully think that there's activity when there's better explanations. In this case, a tiny bit of wind. So I need to, put my head together on this one. Come up with a better strategy for using these, I think. Because it is winter, it's January, northeast coast, it's bitter cold, stormy weather. Let's see where I can find another place, somewhere a little bit quieter maybe. Maybe let's try here. Okay, maybe that's not a good idea because if the wind catches that, it's broken. It seems very calm and still here. Maybe not. Yeah. Wow, okay. The things we do for an investigation. So I'm definitely starting to freak myself out a little bit there. Another noise. It sounded like a gate being moved. So naturally I thought someone was moving a gate and coming in, but there's not. But I'm very much feeling slightly on edge tonight in here, more so than usual. It's been difficult to get that REM pod set up, but I might leave that off and just film normally. I think I'll run my infrared camera. But I don't really feel like staying here too long. I think this is going to be an aborted session. It just feels unusual in here. I can't put my finger on why. Two things made me think that I might be able to win it, which I hope there isn't. Or maybe I'm picking up other things here. Clearly, the REM pod doesn't work in this type of wind. I need to get a new one. I need something more stable. Which does make me question some of the past positives I've had from it, because if a tiny breath of wind makes it go off, oh, I sound like a broken down record. In the past, when it's gone off on some super calm, quiet summer's nights, not a breath of wind. There is still. So I'm discounting that, putting it down to the environment. Yeah, I think that's it for now. I'm going to go back home. record, speak, and I really hope that something I can identify with images does get picked up. Without having to hear them and come back to it. Because it just blew my mind when I saw it. The face, moving, marks, wisps, clear structure. Incredible. Never seen anything like that again in any of the videos I've made here. Okay, well, it's a strange one, this. It feels too highly pressured. Like there's a claustrophobic feel to it, even though I'm in an open space. It's hard to say whether that's just me playing tricks on myself, but it just feels off tonight. And I'm not. It doesn't feel off. It just feels very sad. There's a strange atmosphere to it, and again, I don't know whether that's because I've just scared myself, with all the little weird sounds and things coming in. But there has been some odd noises. There's been the couple down there that I put down to flapping signs. There was another sound up here, which I recorded on the GoPro, I hope. And then there was a sound over here that sounded like a gate closing, shutting, something being slammed inside the complex. And that's done two things. Made me think that there might be other people in here, which I hope there isn't. Or maybe I'm picking up other things tonight. But clearly the REM pod doesn't work in this type of wind. I need to get a new one. I need something more stable. Which does make me question some of the past positives I've had from it, because if a tiny breath of wind makes it go off, I sound like a broken damn record. In the past, when it's gone off on some of those super calm, quiet summer's nights, there was not a breath of wind. There is tonight. So I'm discounting that, putting it down to the environment that I'm in. But yeah, I think that's it for me. I think I'm going to go back home. Those sounds down here have stopped again, but the wind hasn't. There's still a breeze, so I'm reaching, aren't I? I'm reaching. The REM pod is back down here, sheltered. I still hope that something does get picked up again on some of the passive recording that I'm doing. That's one of the reasons why when I'm here I just record, speak, and then maybe hope that something like on my very first visit here does get picked up. Without that, I wonder whether I would have come back here as much as I have, because it just blew my mind when I saw it on video. The face, the moving marks, wisps that had clear structure to them. It was incredible. Never seen anything like that again on any of the videos I've made here. Okay, that's it for me, I think. Okay, I've just had the first ever positive response on the EMF meter. It feels so strange here, really feels so strange. And I came over here and I asked a question. Is anyone here that would like to come and show you're here? Someone that lived here in the past? And the EMF meter triggered. It shot up and I couldn't get my GoPro on quick enough. I've never had that before, ever. Do I have somebody with me? Someone that once lived here in the Priory? I think you gave me a sign that you were next to, you were stood by me before. Could you come back to me? If you don't want me to use this, could you come back to me and make a sign? Do you want me to stop recording using this thing in my hand? Are you near me now, the person that was here before? Have you left me, or are you still here? I think you've left me. When I was stood next to you and I asked the question, you were definitely with me. But you've gone now. No one is with me. Could you try to communicate with me one more time, please? Come and stand next to me. Come and stand over here. Is anyone who used to live in the Priory here with me right now? I have never seen anything like that, ever. Ever using that EMF meter. As I asked the question, it shot up for maybe, I'll count it in my mind, 1, 2, 3 seconds, all the way up, flickering at the highest light. And I'm searching, fumbling for my GoPro, desperately trying to get it out. And it's so interesting because at that time, I felt it. It was almost like you feel it around you. It's Am I alone right now, or are you with me? Have you visited me before? I just wish you could give me one more sign that you're here. Are you standing next to me still? So I'm stood here now, and it's definitely one of those things of giving myself the chills, I think, whereas before I wasn't. It just came over me, coincided with that being triggered. Never happened before, never. Yeah, that is, I've taken the cover off my GoPro light, so it is blindingly bright, but hopefully it shows up a little bit more of the structure here. Am I on my own right now? It feels like I am. It feels like you've left me. God damn it. Talk about owls and practical jokes. There's no need for that. Okay, well, it feels like you have left me, so I think I'm going to say goodbye. Unless you want to come back very quickly. And just to give me a sign that you're here and you want to say goodbye yourself to me. Would you do that? I want to go and I don't want to go. That's the crazy thing. Oh, damn, man. I thought I put my phone on silent. Okay, well, I'm going to say goodbye again, unless you have one last sign for me to maybe show that you are here. video is going to be quite long, and I don't really want to cut any of it out. I want to kind of play it all in its entirety because it's been such a crazy evening in a way. False positives at the start, to be expected. And the wind has dropped now. And then that deep atmosphere in here, strong atmosphere. And then that incredible movement, not just a flicker, full flicker, full flicker. 3 seconds of it. Yeah, okay, well, I'm going to pack things up and call it a day, and until the next video, yeah, but I'll be back here again for sure. It's a great little place for me to investigate, and I'm picking up some pretty interesting experiences here almost each time I come. Anyway, that's all for now.